Hey, I'm Fred Weaver. Kevin Kaufman's busy reviewing our financials right now. But no, we're going to talk today about the importance of really staying on top of your financials. So I can recall back to a time when Kevin wasn't up here with me, but actually the time I'm recalling back to is the time that Kevin and I first got on the phone, I believe, with our business coach many, many years ago. And he said to us, how do you know if you're doing well each and every month? And I remember looking at each other and we literally said, well, if there's money in the bank account at the end of the month, that means we did okay because we didn't have to fund the account. And I think he laughed at us, considered firing us, but he stuck with us. And it was the beginning of a life lesson and a business lesson on the importance of financials and being financially aware of what's going on in your business. So sooner or later, Kevin may join me. He may not. That's okay. But I want to talk for a minute about some of the tips and some of the things that Kevin and I do on a regular basis in our business to make sure that we're staying on top of our financials. So the first thing we do, and you may want to apply this to your life, you may not, but we have a meeting every single Monday. It lasts 15 minutes, and we look at the last 7 days of activity in our bank accounts for our businesses, and we look at the last 7 days of activity on our credit cards for our businesses. And the reason we do this is we look to make sure we're actually aware of what money went out the door in the last 7 days. Because I don't know about you guys, but we've had situations where we weren't doing this, and all of a sudden people were charging us things we didn't know we were being charged. Charges were happening from somebody that shouldn't have had a card in the company. They put it on the wrong card or whatever the case may be. So one of the things we do to stay financially literate and aware in our business is just review our expenses every 7 days. It's been one of the keys to our business. We also keep a spreadsheet going that we can share with our bookkeeper on any new expenses so they know where to itemize them on our profit and loss. So speaking of profit and loss, I think that's what our business coach many, many years ago was getting at was, how do you know if you're doing well? Do you guys have a profit and loss? Do you actually review how much income is coming in every single month? Do you actually know how much is going out? Do you know what's left at the end of the day? So I can tell you that we've gotten way better at this. The first few years, we had a profit and loss so we could check it off a list. Maybe you're one of those people, you pay somebody like Streamline Business Solutions, who we have do our bookkeeping. You should probably check them out. You don't have to, but you'd be silly not to. They take care of all of our bookkeeping needs. And for many years we paid them to do our books, but we didn't use the information. We didn't know how to read it. We didn't know how to digest the information. We didn't use that financial info as a tool to help us grow or expand or any of that stuff in our business. So one of the things that we do is every single month we actually pay somebody to review our finances with us. Yes, we sit down monthly and we pay Streamline Business Solutions to go through our finances with us. The reason is that we have to show up to that meeting because we know somebody else is going to be there and talk to us about our P&L for the next 15, 20, 30 minutes. When Kevin and I had these particular events on our calendar, we were likely to skip them every once in a while because we could just do that later. But by paying somebody else to review our P&L with us, it's caused us to be more in tune with what's going on in our business. So I want to encourage you, get really keen and aware on what's going on inside of your expenses. Look at your bank account and your credit cards maybe every 7 days so you know what's going on. Make sure you do have a profit and loss statement. Make sure you have somewhere you're aiming at. Set goals with your bookkeeper so you can actually compare each and every month to the goals that you set out at the beginning of the year. If you're working with a company like Streamline Business Solutions, they'll actually, some of their clients will let them give their information anonymously to compare to other teams that are in your same type of space. So as an example, we're an expansion team across multiple markets. We're able to compare our numbers to other expansion teams to see how we compare. Now, I don't know XYZ team, how we compare to them, but I know as a whole, there's a bunch of these teams that I know how we compare to them as a whole. So it's pretty cool information. So I want to encourage you, get really smart, look at your expenses, challenge yourself, especially in the market that we're going into and the time of season we're heading into. Challenge yourself to find some expenses that you can cut to eliminate. It's really important as well that while you're reviewing this stuff, you ask yourself the question, do we need to be spending money on this? Maybe we get rid of it for 3 months and see if we would even miss it. So that would be really important, is just to go ahead and look at all that stuff. Kevin's laughing at me off screen because I just dropped the clicker, which is pretty awesome. So I think it's time to end this video, but I hope you've gotten some good info. I suppose we could put Streamline Business Solutions info in here. I didn't mean to say their name so many times, but I love them. We've been working with them for many, many years. They're pretty awesome. So you should check them out for your bookkeeping needs and make sure you're spending time and attention every single week looking at your finances. Have a great one.